Hello, families. Thank you for joining us and welcome to our third family workshops. Today's topic is going to be vowels are fun. So let's get started. Before we dive into the vowels, I wanted to share some small wins with you. Our workshop number 1 and number 2 had great family turnout. Thank you so much. Another great news is we did a midpoint progress monitoring last week to see how the kids are doing in their reading, and we saw a lot of improvement. Something that we're working on is our celebration for end of the program, which is going to happen March 29th. We have a little funding, so we'll be able to buy pizza for all the scholars. But if you would like to help us and donate juices like Capri Sun or chips or cookies, we would be more than happy for you to help us out. So contact Denise or myself, Anne. You can contact us through the class dojo, or let your teachers know, or you can catch one of us like at the gate. All right. So, and if you have any other advice, if you have connection, to a DJ or something to make a dance party, please let us know. Don't hesitate. All right. We're going to get started with vowels are fun. Just remember that when you're done with this workshop, it's important to discuss at home about vowels and also to practice reading with your scholar. Vowels are really important, by the way, because without vowels, we wouldn't be able to say the word. It would just be a string of consonant sounds. So every single word has at least one vowel sound. So the basic vowels are made up of A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. We have short vowel sounds and long vowel sounds for A, E, I, O, U. The Y sound at the end will either be long I or long E. Of course, there's always exception to the rules. We have a lot of exceptions in English, which makes it very difficult, right? And consonants are basically all the other letters that are not A, E, I, O, U. All right, another sound that's an irregular sound that confuses students sometimes are called schwa sounds. These are sounds that are unstressed, the unstressed vowel sounds. And again, it sounds like
Boys and girls, hang on to your hats because today we are going to talk about the schwa sound. If you've never heard of the schwa sound, don't worry. In the next couple minutes, you will become professional schwa sound identifiers. Let's first find out what the schwa sound sounds like. It's as simple as this. Say it with me. One more time. Easy, right? The tricky part comes in when looking for it in words. If you look at the word can and cane, they make the normal vowel sounds for the letter A in can and A in cane. Other times, we'll have words that do not say their normal vowel sound. If you read the word vitamin, the A makes the sound instead of vitamin or vitamin. That sound that you say in the middle of vitamin is the schwa sound. When we have an unstressed syllable, or when you don't usually say it loud, sometimes it makes a schwa sound instead of its normal vowel sound. Let's look at some other words. Say them out loud and let's decide if they have the schwa sound in them or not. Pizza. Pizza. Do you hear the sound at the end? Pizza. What about in the word happy? Happy. 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 I don't hear a schwa sound. Let's try a longer word. Octopus. 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 Do you hear an sound in there? Octopus. I hear two. What about the word fish? Fish. Fish. I don't think there are any in this word. The next step is to try it on your own. Try it with these words. Pencil, leap, football, curious. Do they have the sound in it? Pause it for a little extra time to try it on your own. Now check it against mine. So now when you read and speak, you can recognize words that might be pronounced differently than they actually look. Remember, when you have an unstressed syllable, it often makes the schwa sound. Look at the things you're wearing and that are around you. Is there anything that has a schwa sound in it? Find at least two things with the schwa sound in the word. Ah. You may now consider yourself a professional schwa sound identifier. Good work. Sit back, relax, and read a book. But don't forget to look for those schwa sounds.
Okay, I hope that was helpful. Alrighty, so let's continue. So we already talked about the short vowel sounds. So the example would be cub, right? B. Okay, the long vowel sound say its own name. For example, the word cub turns into cube, cube. Okay, there are also something called the vowel teams. So these vowel teams and irregular vowels are more complex. There have many exceptions to the rule. The short and the long vowel sounds are considered the basic sound, and they pretty much follow the same rule most of the time. And we discussed that earlier. So let me give you an example for the vowel team. One of them is AI. AI say A as in the word train. There's also OI that say oi, like in the word boil. But OY also makes the sound oi, like in the word boy. OY will come at the end of a word, where OI has to be in the mid of the word. Same with the long A sound. AI will always come in the mid of the word, like in the word train, but AY has a long A sound as well, and it will come at the end of the word. For example, the word bay. Irregular vowels are the schwa sounds that has been discussed before. For example, the double O makes oo in the word balloon, ba-oo-oon. But in the word book, there's also double O, but now the sound is ba-uh. We also have vowel teams that have more than one job. For example, OW in the word cow is k, ow, makes the sound ow. But the OW can also have the long O sound, like in the word row, ROW. So where's your child right now? What vowel skills are they working on right now? That's something that you could discuss with them. What does this look like in practice? That means, like, when they're reading, can they apply what they learned at school and at the Springboard program? Are they able to, tell you and talk to you about it? And if you have questions, please jot them down. You can always contact us through Springboard, Class Dojo, or next time when you come to the fourth workshop, that could be something that you want to address with the teacher. All right, here's an example decodable sentences. This one is the short I and short A sound for kindergartners and first graders. So I'll read it to you. I sit, I tap. I sit and I tap. I tap and I sit. Pim and I sit. Pim and I tap. There's a repetition of the I and the A sound to have the student get used to decoding those sounds. Number 6 is a non-example. This is something that's not a decodable. Which type of cone is best? It all depends on who is eating it. There's no pattern, a particular pattern they're working on. So this would not be considered a decodable. Here's something you can discuss at home with your child after they've practiced at Springboard with the teachers. What vowel sounds are you working on right now? If they can't explain it, again, please contact myself or Denise through Class Dojo, or the teacher can also help you out as well. It's really important to practice at home. It's not enough time in the day at school for all the students to read for an extended period of time. So here's something you can do at home. Find the vowels that they're working on in a book you read at home. They can look for vowel combinations in anything you read, maybe in the street signs, on the cereal boxes, in menus. You can also get them to find exceptions to the rule too. For example, have, was, were, says are good examples. These are called high frequency words, and they don't necessarily follow the regular rules, and it's more difficult to sound them out. For kindergartners and first graders, here are some questions you could ask them at home. Which vowel is this? What sound does it make? Does this vowel make another sound? For example, if you're looking at I, what sound is this? Is it it or is it I? What sound do you hear in this word? What do you know about the vowel team? For second and third graders, here are some questions you can ask them. Is this a short vowel or a long vowel? And sometimes they'll need to stretch out the words to hear it. They've learned how to do sound by sound. Have you seen this vowel team before? What sound does this combination of letters make in other words? All right, so let's talk about what's reading well. Our purpose here at Springboard is to help your scholar become a better reader. So what is reading well? Well, first of all, we need to find books for them that is enjoyable and is interesting to them, right? Everyone has a different interest. So if they're not interested in that book, they're not going to want to read with you or listen to you read to them. So that's very important. After that, we want them to figure out the words. That's called decoding, breaking up the words sound by sound and then blending them back again to be able to read that word smoothly. Because if there's figuring out every single sound and they're reading like robots, they're not going to be able to understand what they're reading, and that affects their comprehension. So once they figure out the words, we want them to sound like a storyteller. That means they're reading smoothly and fluently, and again, that will help their comprehension. And that's why you ask questions. Who's the main character? What's happening? Is there a problem in the story? Did they find a solution? So things like that is to check and let you know that your child is understanding what he or she is reading. All right. Thank you so much for your time. So glad you made it to our workshop number 3. Your feedback is so important to us. So we really appreciate it if you can scan this QR code and answer a short survey. This way, your child would get credit for you attending the workshop. Thanks again. We look forward to seeing you in workshop number 4. That'll be our last one. And have a great day.